Good afternoon and welcome to ANC. I'm Tony Velasquez. President Benigno Aquino III will have a no-holds-barred panel interview with three of the country's biggest television networks. The President will be taking questions on the August 23rd Manila hostage tragedy. We now bring you Harapan with President Aquino.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks 1 year since the President declared his candidacy. We have traveled far since then. This afternoon, for the first time, the President engages the three major networks on the August 23 tragedy, no holds barred. The order in which they will ask questions has been determined by drawing of lots. There will be one question and one follow-up question for each panelist. Joining us are Ms. Mel Tiangco, anchor of GMA7's 24 Oras, Mr. Ted Filon, anchor of ABS-CBN's TV Patrol World, and Mr. Paulo Badiones, anchor of TV5's Action. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Philippines.
Okay. Mel, Ted, Paulo, good afternoon. I would like to thank TV5, ABS-CBN, and the GMA Network, and all our friends in the media for agreeing for this one-of-a-kind panel discussion. As you know, in the wake of the hostage crisis at the Carino Grandstand, your government has launched an independent and transparent investigation into the events of August 23. I am confident that the results of the investigation will be fair, impartial, and thorough. We have also begun efforts to improve the capability of our police forces to better handle situations like this should they arise again in the future. We are also examining our internal processes and crisis management protocols to see how they can be improved. The results of all of these efforts will be known by the public in the coming days. In the meantime, there has been much speculation and commentary on our response to the crisis. Some of the speculation and commentary comes from a lack of knowledge of what really happened during that day. I have asked for this opportunity to talk to you today so that any questions that persist in the public mind may be addressed. With that, let's begin the questions.
Pangulo. Major question lang po, sir.
Sige po.
Ano ho yung major na problema na kinahantungan ng hostage crisis na ito sa inyong administrasyon, sa ating gobyerno, at sa inyo bilang Pangulo?
Well, unang-una po, no, in 2 months into office, inassume ko po na ang Commander-in-Chief, pag nag-utos, tinutupad ang kanyang utos. At pag binigyan ng assurance, lalo ng mga opisyal ng, sasabihin natin, may estrella, star rank, no, at flag rank, talagang maasahan na natin yon. At lumabas po, nung umalis po ko ng pangarap close to 8, about 10 to 8, no, nung nangyari na po yung pagbaril do sa gulong ng bus, yung napakatagal na pagpasok ng SWAT, yung hindi alam nung gagawin na SWAT, doon po talaga napuno na tayo na yung assurances na ibinigay sa atin, hindi po natupad. At tumungo tayo at hinanap na natin yung mga opisyal na concern. No? Part 1 po yan. Yung pangalawa po, may assumption rin po ako na after nung Peninsula Siege, no? Meron po mga guidelines sa mag-govern sa conduct ng ating mga kasamaan sa media sa ganito mga krisis. At nakalimutan ko na meron nga hong distortion pala sa perspective ng camera, yung distance, hindi ba? Parang napapalayo ang actual na distances. Kasi ang nakita naman po natin, yung isa kong sunod-sunod siguro yung nagbigay ng alarma sa akin. Buong araw, mataas ang kumpiyansa natin na mariresolba itong isyong to na walang pagdadanak ng dugo dahil kakaiba sa normal na yung hostage-taking situations. Nagkaroon ng pagre-release ng mga hostages bago pa nag-umpisa yung negotiation. No? Nung dumating yung sulat at nagbago yung muka ni Colonel Yerba, no? At saka nung pati nung kapatid, doon medyo na-alarma na ako. Pero naghihintay pa ako ng balita kung anong nag-transpire, bakit nga ba nagbaguhan ng mga muka. Sumunod to, pag nung dumating ako sa pangarap, doon ko nakita yung pag-aaresto doon sa kapatid, si SPO2 Mendoza. At napag-isip ako, sino kaya nag-utos nito at bakit naman kailangan ipakita pang yung pag-aaresto na ganung estilo at ganung sitwasyon. At ano kaya epekto mangyayari nito. So, Pagkatapos nga ako noon, sumunod na yung pagputok do sa mga gulong ng bus. At sa akin pananaw po, parang napakatagal na pagkilos nung assaulting team. At again, no, bakit ang tagal? Sino nag-utos ito pagpuputok nito? Bakit kailangan putukan? At hindi kaya naisip ko anong magiging reaction ni Captain Mendoza. No? So, yung lahat pong yan, ulitin ko lang po, no, yung buong akala ko, close to 25 years ago, nung Presidente po Aquino, nag-demonstrate na po ang kakayahan ng PSG, amongst other units, no, na mag-conduct ng rescue sa isang bus hostage-taking situation. 25 years ago na po yun. Inaasahan po natin na tuloy-tuloy yung pagsasanay, mas na-improve yung capability, at ng mga tinanong ko pong mga kakulang opisyal, nasure sa atin na yung unit, specifically yung SAF, gagamitin at may kakayahan at handa na mag-effect ng rescue kung kakailanganin. Inulit-ulit ko lang the whole day. Primary interest po natin siyempre yung pagliligtas ng hostages. So yung paggagamit ng tactical assault final option. At mangyayari lang kung talaga may immediate threat o actual harm na ginagawa doon sa mga na-hostage.
Maraming po salamat. Pero nabanggit po ninyo na nasundan ninyo pala. Ano po?
Mula ho nung na-inform tayo ng mga 11 o'clock.
Opo.
Natural ho, meron pa mga ibang problema ho bansa natin. Dengue, naalala ko po for once. May deadline kami pagsasubmit ng budget sa Kongreso. So sinabay-sabay ko pong aksyonan yan. Pero minomonitor ko po the whole day. At tayo po'y sumang-ayon doon sa pananaw na kung merong mataas na opisyal ng gobyerno na lilitaw, baka lalo mag-complicate ng negotiations dahil yung mga imposibleng demand lalong dadagdagan pa pag nakita merong mas kakayahan yung haharap dito sa ating hostage taker. So minabuti po natin na pakialamanan pero wag i-micromanage. Ayaw naman po natin mabawasan yung kakayahan ng mga scene commanders na magdesisyon kung parati natin paghihimasukan yung kanilang mga desisyon na kailangan gawin. At tayo naniwala nga ho na nung ako po natapos dito sa opisina, tumungo sa bahay, na malaki ang pag-asa. Kung hindi halos sigurado na ho na mariresolba ito ng matahimik at mapayapa, siguro mga madaling araw po.
Salamat po.
Thank you po.
Ginoong Pangulo, magandang tanghali po. Gusto ko lang pong i-follow up yung tanong po ni Binibining Tiangco. Sa 20 puntong binanggit nyo, una yung pong siege doon sa peninsula at saka yung pong binabanggit nyo na panonood ng television sa Bahay Pangarap. Noong po kasi palang year 2000, Ginoong Pangulo, meron na po pala talagang klaro na crisis manual on hostage taking. Detalyado po lahat ito. Ang dati po nakapirma dito ay si dati Pangulong Estrada. Doon po nakalagay din kapag ang hostages ay mga dayuhan, kung anong dapat gawin ng pamahalaan ng Pilipinas, pati po control ng media. Nandun po lahat detalyado. Hindi po ba ito nalaman ng mga abogado ng Malacanang, mga malapit po sa inyo, na dapat po sana nung panahon na yon, ito ang ginamit at hindi po nangyari.
Well, kung babasahin po natin yung manual, nakalagay po doon pag foreign nationals involved, lalo na pong embassy ang nalusob, nakikipag-ugnayan tayo doon sa foreign governments concerned. At yun naman po ginawa. Si Secretary Romulo at saka Undersecretary, Conejo yata kung ang pangalan, I'll have to check the name, no? Was in touch with the number 2 guy of the embassy from almost at the same time that I was made aware of it. Tayo rin po nakipag-ugnayan sa kanila. I instructed Secretary Romulo to get all of the data that was available as far as the hostages were concerned as soon as it was determined that they were of Chinese nationality rather than Korean. As you know, noong umpisa ko, Korean nationality sinasabi. Ano yung personal circumstances? Baka merong medical conditions, blood types, etc. So I did instruct Secretary Romulo to get that necessary information, to find also the necessary language translators. Kung sasakaling meron nung kakailanganing assault, meron nung mga commands na sasabihin yung assaulting team na siyempre might not be able to respond kung English or even Tagalog for that matter, di ba? More especially rather for Tagalog. So I asked them to specifically look for translators fluent in Mandarin and Cantonese, just to make sure that if there is a need, magagawa po yun. So, siguro what I'm trying to say is, the manual also states that for a situation like that, it should be handled at the lowest level possible. And in the person of the Peace and Order Council of Manila would have Mayor Lim as the head of the Peace and Order Council. And as you know, he is both a bemedaled officer, competent and experienced as far as these matters are concerned. No? Yung scene commander, General Magtibay, was backed up by General Santiago, who was the former commander of the SAF and who is a person known to be very capable, yung the person of Santiago. No? And I was, perhaps in hindsight, no, perhaps I should have taken a more active role in the sense that yung belief ko that General Santiago would oversee General Magtibay properly and completely did not happen.
So, nung panahon pong yun, inaamin niyo po na hindi ho yun alam pa ng inyong team, sir? Kasi po doon din nakalagay po, pati yung media handling, maliwanag po doon, yung pong perimeter na kinakailangan.
Binasa ko ulit kasi kanina, Ted, eh.
Opo.
At contrary to the belief na napaka-complete, mukhang complete. Pero pag binasa nyo thoroughly, marami na rin ng revisions na kailangan gawin. Yung pong draft ng revisions, pagka hindi ko matatapos by tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, we convened last week, a lot of the members of the cabinet and headed by the National Security Advisor precisely to review all of the existing protocols. You will also note that there are so many recommendations, as you noted, di ba? President Estrada was president at the time. This was circulated in 2000. Marami po doon hindi ginawa eh. Kulang. No? Yung capabilities, yung upgrades, yung training both the PNP and the AFP for these units na complete has not been really addressed. Ngayon yung the manual also talks of natural disasters, no? And when the NDCC convened, when Bashang came about, I was very pleased already with the levels of performance and competency demonstrated by all the respective agencies. I had no, there's a concept of presumption of regularity nagawa na ng NDCC, which is for man-made natural disasters. Yung I perhaps mistakenly assumed that those involved in man-made disasters were also attuned to their functions. Hindi naman natin pinalitan, for instance, a lot of the people who are, shall we say, have direct responsibility in handling situations like this.
Ginoong Pangulo, ito ho'y follow-up din po doon sa tanong po kanina ni Binibining Tiangco na po. Nabanggit niyo po yung nandun kayo sa bahay pangarap, nanonood po ng telebisyon. Opo. So, pwede ho ba nating pong maikwento po lamang Ginoong Pangulo kung paano po kayo napunta ng Emerald Restaurant? Para din po din maklaro po din yung mga marami pong kung ano-anong bali-balita na kesyo kayo po daw itinanghali ng gising nung araw na yon. Siguro mas maganda maipaliwanag po kung from kailan nyo natanggap yung report hanggang sa napunta po kayo ng Emerald Restaurant, sir.
Yung nung umaga po, binabasa ko po yung draft message ng budget. It's a 31-page document outlining yung priorities for the budget. Palapit na po yung deadline na submission nun. Submission of the budget to Congress. No? Number 2, yung media did point out yung issue sa dengue. I answered initially that Secretary Ona had not informed me of anything unusual. So I made it a point to look for him and ask him what the status was. Only to find out na medyo talagang he should, parang ano ba pagka-describe niya sa akin? Sir, marami na kayo iniisip, na-handle namin to, hindi na namin bringing to your attention, which I corrected him for that wrong notion. So, and somewhere along that process, I was also reading 2 of the broadsheets, and after which is my normal practice, I opened my cell phone because yung parang I find it difficult to ignore all of these text messages. So, newspapers first before the cell phone, and one of the first 2 messages was about the hostage-taking situation. So I managed to turn on the TV when they were just setting up yung equipment by the negotiators. If you remember, they were bringing monoblock tables and chairs. So it was before that I caught parang the coverage of this incident. At which point, before turning it on, after getting the text messages, I called up Director General Versosa. I asked him if he was aware of it. I asked him who the ground commander was. And that's when I was informed that it was both Magtibay as ground commander and General Santiago was present to back up General Magtibay. So I guess that was a little before 11 or thereabouts when I turned on the TV set. And from there,